What led you to Florida State? What ultimately, when you're making a decision to move on from Georgia and find a new home, what was it about this university that appealed to you?
I mean, Coach Norvell, he was the first guy that called me, and he called me personally, and I mean, he just believed who I am as a player and a person off the field in terms of character. And I believe what him and the other staff got going here, and I believe we can get this thing moving in the right direction.
Next will be Antoine Staley from Tallahassee Democrat.
Hey, Jermaine, nice to meet you. Just for those that haven't seen your game, just can you describe what you do well, your attributes, your strengths, and also what do you think you're going to bring to this Florida State defense?
Uh, I mean, I be whatever I can be for the team. Whatever they need me to be to win, that's what I do. And I just bring in leadership, bring in some camaraderie. I think, like I said, Coach Norvell, it's a big culture change going on here. And I think we've got the right guys here now to do it and the right guys we're bringing in to do it. And that's where it starts with a winning program culture. And that carries on to everything off the field, both individually and as a team. So that's just what I believe in. I think we can get it done.
Next will be Ira Phil from Wartown.
Hey man, so how did Coach Norvell sell you on? I mean, you just left a team that was one of the top teams in college football. How did they sell you on the idea of coming to a program that has struggled the last couple of years and only won 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in college football for a little bit, and I mean, I see things from a different lens. I see things from inside out. So, I mean, yeah, a few losing seasons. They've also had 3 coaching changes, and so I mean, I know how that goes. I know that doesn't show that. I mean, the program's bad. The program's not bad. It just had a national championship in 2013, and they just came off from winning a bunch of conference championships. So, I mean, it's not that the program's just done with. It's had coaching changes, like I said. We got everything in the right. We got everything we need now to move in the right direction, and that's all he had to say. And then, yeah, like I said, he had confidence in me as a player and a man. So anybody that can stand behind me, especially a head coach like that, I don't got no problem coming to play for him and do everything right on and off the field.
Next will be Jerry Kutz from the Osceola.
Yes. Welcome to Tallahassee.
Thank you.
How is the experience of college, being able to go to college and play sports and be around the people you've been around? How did it help you develop as a person, both as a person and as a player?
I mean, coming from high school, coming from junior college, going to Georgia, coming from Georgia, I mean, I'm just becoming more grateful for the position I'm in every year that goes on. So, I mean, I've seen people in my life not work out well for them as I'm growing up, as you transition into an adult. And like I said, I just become more grateful for the position I'm in. There's really not much to it. Just God continues to bless me in more ways than I can realize. So can't do anything to repay him other than give thanks and approach every opportunity and give it 110%.
Next will be Kurt Weiler from Tallahassee Democrat.
Hey, Jermaine, nice to meet you. We just talked to Mackenzie. He talked about obviously the Florida State logo, the Florida State brand carrying a lot and kind of what went into his decision to come here. You're coming from another major program, obviously, but was that also something, I mean, the history of this program kind of playing into wanting to come here?
Man, there's countless greats that come through this locker room and play on that field. And, yeah, I mean, that was a factor. It's a great after a great after a great to come through this university. And like I said, this program was top notch not so long ago, and it's still top notch, just like winning not so long ago. So I mean, it's nothing. Just like I said, culture change and do everything right off the field, and everything else will transition to the field. I strongly believe in that, and so does everybody else in this program.
Next will be Brennan Simone from Knowles 247.
Hey, Jermaine, I'm hoping you can maybe just explain your skill set to us, what you think you do well as a player, and I guess how you think you'll be used this season at Florida State.
I mean, I'm a pass rusher. I think that's my specialty. I get to the quarterback. I think I'm pretty good at it. Comes naturally. But like I said, I do anything the team needs me to do to win. Special teams, play different anywhere else, whatever they need me to do, I do. So
We'll go back to Ira Schofel from War Chant.
You guys are bringing in a lot of guys from the SEC that you probably played against. Did you know any of these guys coming in, or beyond just going up against them on the field?
no, I didn't know any of them personally prior. But I do know if they played in the SEC, it takes a certain kind of grit to play in the SEC week in, week out. So, I mean, I'm just fired up to get those kind of guys in this program, as I'm sure they are about me. So I'm just ready to get to work with them and just get this thing moving.
Next will be Aslan Hajimandi from War Chant.
Hey, Jermaine, I guess, if everything goes according to plan, in a year from now, you're probably like in Arizona or somewhere getting ready for the NFL draft. So I don't want to use the word selfish, but like, how can your personal goals, is your personal mission going to be able to align and help this program, I guess, become better? I mean, if you perform it the way that you want to, I guess, is your thought that if you come to Florida State and play the way that you think you're capable of, that you're going to be able to help this program out in a considerable way?
Most definitely. I'm a strong believer that if you keep the team first and you do what the team needs you to do, your individual success will come shortly after. So, I mean, if everybody thinks like that in a program, you keep the team first, I promise all those accolades, all those individual successes, those will come shortly after.
All right, we'll go back to Kurt Weiler from Tallahassee Democrat.
Mackenzie obviously was the first group to kind of join first guy to join this group of transfers. I guess, how familiar were you with his journey? And I guess how much, even if you're not playing on the same side as ball him, I mean, you see kind of what he's done in the past. How much did he kind of want to play alongside him factor into your decision?
Yeah, I mean, I heard about Mackenzie coming here. Coach Norvell told me about that. I mean, just think of the guy's story. You got to be a certain kind of competitor, a certain kind of champion with a ton of grit. You got to be wired different to come back from what he's come back from. You think about what he was able to accomplish with his teammates and staff over at UCF not so long ago, and where he's been able to bring himself individually as well. I mean, you can't gauge a person like that, and there's nothing but good that comes out of having a player and a teammate like that, part of a program. So yeah, I was pretty fired up to find out he was coming here as well, and yeah.
All right, we'll go back to Ira from War Chant.
Coach Norvell has said that when considering transfers, he's not just going to take talented guys or guys that have been good players elsewhere. He wants to make sure they fit in the program and they're going to represent the program the right way. Did you get that sense during the process by questions he was asking or people he talked to about you during the process?
Of course. I mean, he let me know right off the bat, that he was, obviously I was talented and I can do some things, but that he did make some calls. He called around, just a character check, make sure everything on that end was straight. And then once he heard all he needed to hear, that was like the first thing that he said, right off the bat. I've heard great things about you, great character things, and I think, and that was his main point going through the whole thing, bringing the right guys in to get this thing moving in the right direction. It wasn't like, oh, we were lacking here, we need you here. It was, look, this is the kind of person that you are, this is the kind of character, or this is the kind of character that I hear that you have, and that fits well with the program. I think we do special things together. So, and I agree.
We'll go back to Aslan from War Chant.
Awfully early on to ask, I guess, this question, but do you have a feel or an idea of how you're going to be utilized when it comes to playing in this defense?
Sorry, you broke up there a little bit.
Yeah, that was my fault. And also, maybe do you have any idea of if you're going to be used any differently than you were in Georgia now that you're in Tallahassee?
Like I said, I'll do whatever the team needs me to do, but if I had to say anything, I just feel more comfortable playing on the edge. I play faster, and I feel like I I cause problems when I'm right there on the edge, being able to play fast. So.
All right, we'll go back to Jerry Coates from the Osceola.
You mentioned that you know about the brand Florida State. What are your earliest memories as a child? Can you remember any of the players that played here or coaches?
Yeah. Jameis Winston, that whole group of guys, Dalvin Cook, James Cook is my former teammate at the University of Georgia, and I remember watching Dalvin play at Florida State. He was a monster. I'd watch his highlights and stuff back in high school to get me ready for a game just because of, how he played in the whole atmosphere at Florida State, the field, everything like that. That ties into how great this program can become again, and I'm excited to be a part of that rebuild.
We'll go back to Ira from Warchant.
What did the junior college experience do for you? Because you came through it as obviously, maybe the number one or number two player in the country coming out of junior college. But then you also had the kind of circus of Last Chance U going on as well. What was that experience like for you, and what did you take from it?
Well, first, the whole junior college route was needed for me, I feel like, in a few different ways. And I feel that God put me on that path for a reason. And I'm very happy that he did. Because like you said, I ended up being the number one guy in the nation during that process. So that was amazing. In terms of the cameras and Last Chance U, I wasn't really all caught up into that, just because I love the sport of football, and I love playing and being good at it. So I had to go and do what I had to do. So that was my main priority, was being the best I could be, and being able to have the opportunity to choose any school I wanted to go to, because I had that kind of confidence in myself, and so did my head coach, Coach Brown, and the staff over there. So, we just all clicked on the same page, and once you have that kind of confidence behind you, I feel like, you could do anything. And I had a great support system in my family, and it was needed, and I'm thankful for it.
Next will be Dennis Dodd from CBS Sports.
Hey, Jermaine, how would you describe the 2020 season for you and players going through COVID? I don't know, how long it was between you seeing your parents or anything like that, but what was that experience like?
I talked about it with some guys here recently, and they talked about Mike Tyson and his coach drilling in his head at an early age that nothing mattered but the task at hand. And I feel like that was the case for me and a lot of other players and a lot of other sports in the country. We love our sports and we love competing so much that, you tell us we had to go through that to get it done and be able to play our sport. That's what we were going to do. And that's kind of how I view it. Yeah, it would have been nice to, go out and be a college kid and do all that stuff. But at the same time, I don't think that us athletes would trade in being able to play the sport we love and compete in order to do that. So I feel like it was a necessary sacrifice, and I'd do it all again.
All right, we'll go back to Chris Nee from Knowles 247.
You mentioned that Coach Norvell was your main contact when you hit the portal, but since arriving and, even before arriving, how much have you gotten to know Coach JP, and what's that relationship building been like?
Man, the whole staff, they're all a great group of guys. They just believe in every player here. They believe in what we got going here. And like I said, once you have that kind of family feel, that kind of camaraderie around the whole program, not just the players, not just the coaches, just the whole program, I feel like special things can happen. And these guys, my birthday was on the 7th, just passed, and, me and my dad brought a cake in, and, we celebrated my birthday and stuff, and it was all cool, man. So if you just keep things like that and you work hard and you have a certain standard that you hold everybody to, regardless of talent or playtime or anything like that, the whole program gets held to the same standard. I'm just excited to where this program and this team is headed.
We'll go back to Aslan for more chance.
Probably going to ask you this 3 months from now, and then 6 months from now, but just being what you were around in Athens, at Georgia, I mean, when you're around, I guess your teammates right now working out, I know it's awfully early, but do you have a sense that at least what's going on here is kind of close to reaching that kind of upper echelon in college football, just in terms of seeing the work ethic or communicating with the guys?
Man, work is work. In the few workouts we've had, I mean, these guys are working, and it's fun to be around guys that want to work. And same thing at Georgia. Those guys work. My teammates work. I love them to this day. But in terms of here, I'm here now, and these guys are working their butts off, and we all have a common goal. Just take one day at a time, get 1% better, and hold everybody to the same standard. It's the goal, and I feel like with that goal, moving forward each day at a time, this program, everything will line up, and I think it'll become what we want it to be.
Okay, we'll go back to Ira.
A lot of you guys that are coming in as transfers have, played a lot, seen a lot, done a lot. You're 22, 23-year-old guys, maybe 21-year-old guys. But, and it was a young team that you're coming into. So how do you balance, like, wanting to share your wisdom, but also recognizing you're new and not wanting to act like you know everything when you're new to the program?
I mean, you just got to come in and work. You got to earn a leadership role. You got to earn the respect of people. You don't just walk in somewhere and be like, yeah, I'm the new kid on the block. This is my show. No, that's not how it works. So you come in, you work, and you guys grow together, and you just start. I mean, I just am honest and I'm real all the time. So you can take whatever information I have to say, but like you said, you don't just walk in here and assume a position. You know what I'm saying? You got to work and earn respect.
All right, we got one more. We'll go back to Jerry.
Hey, can you tell us about you? Forget football, but who are you?
I mean, I just try to be humble. Realize everybody comes from all backgrounds, so I mean, just treat everybody the same. It's how I was raised. Do everything how you do everything, or you do anything how you do everything. So just have the same approach to everything in life. So when football's over, I mean, you take the lessons you learned, you use those going forward. But I mean, you just be kind, figure out how you can help people, and just try to do what makes you happy in life. And I feel like that's what I try to live by.